Hello, it's Nikki. I have recently put my events page back as live. I'm really excited to get out and about in the world wearing a bra, having great conversations with people, and supporting small groups of people to really elevate their personal brand, get themselves out there, monetize their skills, their expertise, what they do, all of that good stuff, and to do that in person. Now, this is a part of my work that I really love, and meeting other business owners, meeting people who are running their own gig or not, or thinking about it, but just generally putting myself in interesting opportunities to have great conversation has really boosted my brand. You know, it's really helped me with my podcast interviews. There've been so many times when I've gone to events and I've met somebody and I've had a connection, we built rapport. I hate that word, rapport, but you know, we've known that there's been more to talk about. And the fact that I have this model of a podcast, I've been able to say, oh, I think you would be a really great guest. Would you be up for it? And then, of course, as sharing our network in that way, it's meant more customers have come my way. It's meant my brand is elevated and all of that good stuff. But I wanted to share something maybe that's going to be useful for you and your brand going forward, to make sure that you are staying aligned with what you actually do. So when I was, just to take you a little bit behind the scenes, when I was mapping out these workshops, it took me quite a while to get to the nitty-gritty of what I wanted to say and offer and support. And we are in this great place where there are so many women in business events, women supporting women, girl power, all of this great stuff. But I know, based on what my clients tell me and also what my geeky, nerdy version of me tells me, that for me, there's a power in giving up my time, which is ultimately what it is. You know, if I'm going to one of these events, it means that I'm not having the evening with my partner, or maybe I'm not putting my children to bed, or maybe it means, I don't know, not doing something that is like a self-care thing, like I'm prioritizing that moment to leave the house and actually go for it. Sometimes as well, when I'm sleep deprived, or I don't want to go, or I'm feeling nervous, or any of those sorts of things. And there are so many of those great events out there. I know people love them. And what can be tempting is to replicate that thing that everybody else is doing. So I could quite easily, set up a panel event and have lots of people talking about their businesses. But for me, I know that I can be more useful in a different way. So this is, I guess, my challenge for you when you're thinking about, maybe it's a workshop, maybe it's an online course or a program, maybe it's a new service that you want to offer. Really check in with the challenges that you see, that you hear time and time again. Where are people struggling? Where's that moment where they sort of start all smooth sailing and like they're doing things that they really like and things are moving forward, but what's that point where they go, oh, that feels really hard, or I'm not quite sure how to maneuver that, I'm not quite sure how to progress with that or move forward. And if you have the answer, just sell that and be really specific. I so often see sales pages and I'm really intrigued by what converts, and I like to investigate my industry and sort of read what people are doing, not because I'm going to copy it or judge it or anything like that, but I have a sense of intrigue with it. And quite often I will see these huge blanket statements of you're going to be the most empowered version of you. You're going to have the best relationship of your life. You're going to be a fantastic mother at the end of it. You're going to have clarity. You're going to have the big vision, whatever it is. And then I look at what the offering is, and then they say, well, it's an hour. We're going to have an hour together. And an hour isn't very long at all to be able to tick those things. And what happens is that it becomes too confusing, it becomes too overwhelming, and you just don't get the bookings. You don't get that sort of sense that people want to come to the event and they want what it is that you have. So wherever you can, even though you feel like you should follow the tried and tested method of like just doing what other people do in your industry, wherever you can, try and cut into it. Try and add a different angle. Try and mix it up. Try and, I guess, check in with that like secret sauce of what you have. So for example, I was saying this to a client the other day, because I have an acting background and I would like to say my range as an actor is much more widespread than this. But one thing that I do a lot with my clients in a non-cheesy apprentice way is a role play conversation. So they might say like, oh, I don't know how to sell that, or how would I pitch for this? And sometimes I can be like the knob on the other end of the phone call going, yeah, so how much is it going to cost me then? And sometimes that's how we get to the root of the issue, by role playing. So my acting comes in, and I'm not doing loads of voices. Sometimes I am. But don't forget about all that other stuff that you can bring to the table. So sometimes that I see mums in business only wanting to talk about mum stuff. Like, there was life before you were a mum that you can bring to the table. Don't be afraid to bring that whole version of yourself. Anyway, I hope that has been useful. Be really specific about what you're offering. Really go granular. We haven't got time in this busy world to try and achieve everything in an hour, and it's just going to repel people. It's not going to attract your ideal clients. Anyway, if you like what you saw, please subscribe, share in your stories, tag me at Nikki Raby. You know the drill. You can also find loads of content on my website, or book a free 15-minute if you want. It's all there and ready for you. I'll see you again very soon. Bye.